on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com. One family honors the memory of a loved one they lost in a hit and run now 8 years ago today. And a transformation is underway at a historic school in Cuero. We'll tell you how it plans to benefit the city. Plus, we learn the charges New York Mayor Eric Adams is facing just ahead.
Nice start this morning in Victoria, 60 degrees. Nice cool feel to the air. And we're back in the 90s by this afternoon. When is the next rain chance? Is it over the weekend or sometime later? We'll take a look coming up.
And the Bloomington Bobcats win their first home district game since 2013. I'll show you how they did it in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us, Crossroads. Happy Friday, Friday.
And I'm Trey Mining, by the way.
This is Trey and I'm Carolina. And Trey, we've got not too much happening weather-wise for us, but there's a lot happening over the Carolinas and Georgia.
Exactly. Helene is moving rather quickly. It's now near Atlanta, Georgia, currently. As a tropical storm, it'll continue to bring heavy rains to that part of the country, into the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. But for us here, no worries, no hurricanes or anything of that nature. We have nice cool conditions, 60 degrees currently in Victoria, and pretty much the same goes throughout the entire Crossroads region. Speaking of the Crossroads region, it's Crossroads Football Live again tonight with the game of the week. Be sure you're watching. And it's the New Braunfels Unicorns versus the Victoria East Titans, as you see right here. And we'll have 84 degrees at the kickoff time at Memorial Stadium in Victoria, 7 p.m. Low northerly winds. With the lower humidity tonight, it's going to feel very nice in the stands coming up, especially when the sun begins to go down. So get out there and enjoy that and root on your favorite team. No worries here. High pressure dominates our weather here. Helene's way off there to the east, giving us nice and sunny conditions today. That's going to continue for the time being, but of course weather changes and there will be changes for our forecast area here. Does that include rain for us? We do need the rain. It might. We'll take a look at that later on in the full 7-day outlook to come again this half hour. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. Following threats at several local area schools, local law enforcement officials saying social media posts by parents have contributed to recent investigations on several campuses. The Victoria County Sheriff and Victoria County District Attorney say adults have posted unverified rumors about local school threats in a variety of social media sites, perpetuating the chaos. They are stressing the importance of parents not sharing information about perceived threat to social media. Instead, they should contact law enforcement. Not only does the unverified information spread quickly, causing unnecessary panic, parents can be subject to the same criminal penalties for making a false alarm or report, which is a felony. Today marks 8 years since the death of Kevin Garza. The 11-year-old was killed in an unsolved hit and run in 2016. Kevin's mother, Darlene Chavez, has committed some of her efforts to keeping his legacy alive through philanthropy and her thrift store, Kevin's Closet. The shop, formerly known as Crossroads Closet, was heavily influenced by Kevin during his life. He had an interest in helping others, desiring to become a police officer and open a restaurant to feed people in need for free. Chavez has been active with donating clothes and selling items at a low price. She says that continuing the store despite gaining low profits keeps Kevin's legacy alive. Plans are underway to transform the historic Douale School in Cuero. 25 News Now weekend anchor Amaya Norman visited the school to learn more about what it will bring to the community.
Dow, once a public African-American school, closed its doors 10 years ago. Now the Tri-City Empowerment Council is working to transform it into a community resource center aimed at providing visual programs and opportunities for unrepresented youth on Cuero's southwest side.
What we have over here is our pride and joy. This is a mural of Mr. Douale, and the second Douale school is in the picture back there.
Not only the future Dow Community Resource Center aims to do more than just revamp the old school, it will also serve as a hub for providing essential resources, including food for those in need.
So we want to be able to do that here where people can come in, they can get a meal, or they can sit in here and eat.
Some former students have shared their hopes that this project would not only preserve Dow School's rich legacy, but also honor the history and significance it holds within the community.
I enjoyed being here It's a part of my history. It's part of Cuero history. I want to see it continue to be a part of Cuero and a part of the community.
The center will provide a variety of specialized programs designed to help youth not only learn but also express their talents.
We're going to have arts program, visual and performing. We will have after school and summer programs. We will have nutrition programs.
The Tri-City Empowerment Council is continuing to raise funds for the Dow Community Resource Center by hosting various events by bringing the community together to support the important cause. Reporting in Cuero, I am Amaya Norman, 25 News Now.
A 3-vehicle crash happened around 2 in the afternoon Thursday on North Laurent and Commercial Streets. Police say 2 vehicles were stopped for a train crossing, and then the driver of a red vehicle tried to drive around them. The red vehicle hit the back of another vehicle, which then hit a third vehicle, and the red vehicle flipped over twice, coming to rest on the hood. That driver was taken to the hospital with minor injuries and was ticketed by police for failure to control the speed. New York Mayor Eric Adams was hit with several federal charges Thursday by prosecutors out of the Southern District of New York. The charges include conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery, and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals, the solicitation of the contributions by a foreign national, and bribery. Adams, a former NYPD captain and Brooklyn Borough resident, has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:36 on our Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. More than 2,000 rebar rods have been placed in the ground. Find out why after the break.
Hurricane Helene slamming Florida overnight, causing a historic flooding event. Now it's heading inland after wreaking havoc across the state. I'm Rena Roy in Tampa, and I'll have the latest coming up.
Starting off with cool temperatures today, warm temperatures by the afternoon into the evening tonight. So get out there and enjoy the cooler temperatures where we have it, low humidity. Any rain chances? We'll take a look coming up.
Here's a look at what you can expect on Community Crossroads. We hear from Victoria ER. We learn about Tejas Fest. We hear from Don Brubaker and Nazareth Academy.
So the festival directly funds our parent-teacher club for the year, and we help support all of our JET athletics, clubs, organizations, and definitely provide supplemental support to the school where there might be some needs, our teachers, and student events and activities throughout the year.
Good morning once again. Of course, the tropics have been very active last several days. Helene is now inland. You see right there. There's the information on it. 70-mile-per-hour winds making it a tropical storm force. It's near Atlanta, Georgia, beginning to move further to the north and kind of hanging out over the Smoky Mountains coming up for the weekend and into the early part of next week, giving those folks some very beneficial rainfall. Flooding is more than likely in that part of the country. And watching this area right here for potential developments, some of the model runs have been hinting at something trying to get going here. And it's still hurricane season, of course, still warm waters in the Caribbean Sea. We have to watch that as we go through the next several days. And thought Helene was the only hurricane? No, you think again. We have another one out in the northern parts of the Atlantic Ocean. There it is right there. Category 1, that's Isaac. Moving to the north and northeast with time. As it gets into much colder water and more harsh environment in the northern part of the Atlantic Ocean, it'll begin to fade away. But just thought I'd mention it to you because hurricane season is definitely on in our region here and throughout the entire Atlantic Basin. Temperatures, well, starting off in the near 60-degree range as we work throughout the rest of the time period. Nice cool start. We'll be well into the 80s and 90 degrees by the 12 noon hour to about 3 o'clock or so in the afternoon. So please be careful out there. Not anything too dangerous in the heat index value, pretty much identical with the temperature because of the low humidity in place. So let's enjoy that while we have it. And more rain chances of our forecast? Well, potentially at some point. We'll take a look at that as we go. A little bit later on, this full 7-day outlook to let you know what the weather's going to be for the next several days down the road. Here's sports with Max.
Now, a lot of football teams in the Crossroads play here tonight, but we had a game here last night between Danbury and Bloomington. Let's check out the highlights. The Bobcats looking for their first home district win since 2013. They started off fast after a scoreless first. How about Aiden Gardner? Big time touchdown run all the way to the house. And it would make the score there 6-0, then 8-0 after a 2-point conversion. Then Danbury, they would drive with 1 minute left to go in the first half, but then was stopped short with a big-time interception by number 7, Amari Gardner. He breaks through a couple of tackles, gets a big play, but the Bobcats would not capitalize at the half. It would stay the same, 8-0. We then go to the second half. The Bobcats are coming off strong with, again, Aiden Gardner getting another touchdown run, slipping through tackles, stretching to the end zone, making it 14-0 Bobcats. But then after the defense gets a stop, how about the quarterback Bryant Clay? Calls his own number and says, I'll take it with a 1-yard QB sneak. They get a 2-point conversion, making it 22-0. And the final score here in this game last night would be 28-0 Bloomington over Danbury. And again, for this team, this is a great moment for Coach Shands, the head coach, and for Bloomington, as this is their first win at home in district play since 2013. So congrats to Bloomington last night for the big time win. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Max. All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. Breaking overnight, now Tropical Storm Helene pummels the state of Florida overnight as a hurricane and now barrels inland toward Georgia and South Carolina. 3 reported dead in Florida as over 2 million customers are without power across Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas.
Overnight, Hurricane Helene slamming Florida, roaring ashore south of Tallahassee as a Category 4 storm.
You have these 140-mile-an-hour winds hitting here in North Florida. This is going to extend. I mean, you're going to have hurricane force winds that are going to extend across a couple counties to the east and west.
The National Weather Service issuing a rare extreme wind warning for the Tallahassee area, calling Hurricane Helene an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation, warning people to take cover and to treat the conditions as if a tornado was approaching.
This is shaping up to be a catastrophic hurricane for Florida's Big Bend. Here in Tallahassee, the rain, it has been consistent for hours now, and the winds are starting to intensify.
In Fort Myers Beach, Marine deputies wading through floodwaters, pushing a boat to help rescue people. In Tampa, roads turned to rivers, the area hit with strong bands of wind and rain. This video appearing to show transformers exploding.
This storm is raging. I have got flooding so bad you can't even imagine.
Near St. Petersburg, the lobby of the All Seasons Hotel underwater. On nearby Interstate 4, a highway sign fell onto a vehicle, killing the driver. Hundreds of people in Taylor County, Florida, in the bullseye of the storm, told emergency officials they did not evacuate. The sheriff's office now asking residents who defied the mandatory evacuation order to write their name, birthday, and important information on your arm or leg in a permanent marker so they can be identified.
Helene is now setting its sights on Georgia, but it is expected to continue weakening over the next several hours. Rena Roy, ABC News, Tampa, Florida.
An empty field in Victoria will soon be filled with red, white, and blue, with each American flag honoring a military hero. And what has become a Crossroads tradition, the Field of Honor flags will once again be waving to honor all veterans, both past and present. Field of Honor event organizer Colonel Mike Petrosh says more than 2,000 rebar rods have been placed in the ground, ready for the flag posting ceremony on Saturday morning. Petrosh says sponsoring a flag is a great way to show honor and respect to those who help keep our country free.
It's not about saying, hey, look at us. It's about the fact that we are able to honor as many veterans and warriors as we can out here.
The Field of Honor flag posting is this Saturday, the 28th, at the Field of Honor, which is located next to Parkway Church on John Stockbauer. The flag posting begins at 9 a.m. The Warriors Weekend Fishing Rodeo will take place October 12th, with soldiers arriving the day before. If you're interested in sponsoring a flag, visit warriorsweekend.org. And the time is just about 6:45 on our Friday morning. Still to come, what the presidential candidates are saying about the border. Okay, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Rita. She's celebrating a grand milestone today, a whole century. Happy 100th birthday, love from your family.
Congratulations, special happy birthday there. Happy birthday also to Eileen. Happy birthday, Eileen, as you celebrate your 31st birthday on Sunday. We love you from all your family.
Happy birthday to Edward. Happy birthday wishes to you from your family who love you dearly.
And happy birthday also to Jade. Happy birthday to my baby girl Jade. Simone, I love you and have a perfect day. We love you.
And Beetlejuice star Jenna Ortega is 22 today. Happy birthday.
To see your birthday wish live on 25 News on Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click the drop-down menu, then click the home tab, and you'll see where you can submit your photo to submit it for our birthdays.
That's right. Trey's got a birthday right around the corner.
Next month, you start shopping now.
I got to go get the Reese's Pieces.
There
Peanut
you go.
butter cups.
That's a good start.
All right, the time is now 6:47 on our Friday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today, or maybe you're celebrating this weekend.
Exactly. We'll be right back. Good morning. Trey Mining here. Happy Friday, by the way. Looking forward to a great weekend. Definitely going to have that. And of course, there's Helene, made landfall last night in the Big Bend, Florida, right there with a record-breaking storm surge over 20 feet, more than likely. Moving through Georgia as we speak now, near between Atlanta, Georgia, and about Greenville, South Carolina is the center. Moving into the Great Smoky Mountains and giving those folks quite a bit of rainfall there. Be a slow mover in this part of the country, so flooding is anticipated in this part of the country, in the North Carolina areas near Smoky Mountains in Kentucky, perhaps even Virginia. There's a front that went through our region the other day. Replace that with high pressure for us, giving us good weather to enjoy, and it's definitely going to be the case today. Port Lavaca starting off in the 70s with highs near 90 degrees by 3 in the afternoon. Not much of a heat index value because of low humidity in place, and so nothing dangerous about that. Sunny skies throughout the day today, also in Cuero, starting off in the 60s with highs in the low 90s. And also in Victoria, starting off with temperatures 70 or so by the 9 a.m. hour. 3 o'clock, 91, 92 degrees for the daytime high. So not too bad of a forecast at all. A little bit on the hot side, but the mornings are definitely on the coolish side. Feel like temperatures will be in the 60s for the majority of the week coming up. Next rain chance won't be until Thursday or so as moisture returns off the Gulf. Until then, enjoy the sunshine and make it a great weekend because it's going to be fabulous.
Today, Vice President Kamala Harris heads to the southern border in Arizona. It's her first visit since becoming the Democratic nominee. And former President Trump is meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky today.
Today, Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to outline a plan to crack down on fentanyl smuggling and human trafficking, pushing for more border agents and resources. Those are all parts of the bipartisan border security bill former President Trump urged Republicans to block earlier this year.
He wants to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem.
Trump mocking Harris's visit.
There's nobody saying, oh, gee, she's done a fabulous job. She's done the worst job probably in the history of any border.
Harris yesterday standing side by side with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
And I will work to ensure Ukraine prevails in this war.
Trump meeting with Zelensky today after describing Ukraine in bleak terms yesterday.
I believe I will be able to make a deal between President Putin and President Zelensky quite quickly.
Zelensky telling The New Yorker Trump's running mate J.D. Vance is too radical for floating a plan that would allow Russia to keep captured Ukrainian territory and block Ukraine from joining NATO.
Do you believe that Ukraine should turn over some of its own land to Russia in order to end the war?
We'll see what happens.
Trump has still not said if he wants Ukraine to win the war. On the economy, Harris now suggesting she change the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade deal that Trump negotiated during his first term. Harris says the deal made it easier for car companies to outsource American jobs. Harris also talking gun violence.
I am in favor of the Second Amendment, and I believe we need to reinstate the assault weapons ban.
Trump once again accusing Harris of lying about working at McDonald's while she was a student. Harris has said the experience helps her better relate to everyday Americans. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, should the U.S. continue to supply aid to Ukraine? Okay, let's take a look. 32% of you say yes, and 68% of you say no. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. A safety warning for a major aircraft manufacturer. The NTSB has issued an urgent safety warning for some Boeing 737s over a critical flight control that could possibly jam. The issue involves an actuator attached to the rudder on some models that could fail. That actuator can be found on Boeing's embattled 737 MAX line. An incident involving the issue was first reported on a United Airlines flight earlier this year. The NTSB is recommending that Boeing warn pilots and come up with an alternative solution. The federal government is handing out free COVID-19 tests. Americans can now order their tests from covidtest.gov. The tests will be shipping starting next week for free through the U.S. Postal Service. Each household is eligible to get 4 at-home test kits, and this is the 7th time the government is giving out tests. The Department of Health and Human Services say they've handed out more than 900 million free tests directly to U.S. residents. Never before seen evidence in the election interference case against former President Donald Trump are now in the hands of a federal court. Special counsel Jack Smith filed the massive brief under seal Thursday. Smith previously received permission to file a brief as long as 180 pages, 4 times the normal page length. The filings are expected to include grand jury transcripts and the FBI's notes from interviews with witnesses, and the filings could provide Americans with the most comprehensive look at the case before the election in November. And we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And I know we have been promoting our hurricane tracker guides. Here's our very own in-person tracker guide, Trey Mining.
There you go, in-person tracker guide. I like that title. And look at this beautiful sunrise this morning. Ah, yes, very nice. Look at the nice colors. 60 degrees currently. Get out there and enjoy the temperatures this morning, because it's definitely going to be hot throughout the afternoon time, but the humidity remaining low. Port Lavaca highs today in the near 90-degree range, or a little bit above that. In Cuero as well, sunny skies wall to wall all day long. High temperatures in the low 90s. And then look for Victoria, high temperature 91 degrees by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And looking pretty nice overall for the weekend. Get out there and enjoy it. Hot temperatures 90s during the day, low 60 to near 70 degrees. So a great weekend ahead, and next rain chance, and that's a maybe, coming up by your Thursday.
I got to get more sunblock.
You do, yeah.
This
will be sunny, sunny, and sunny.
Yeah. All right. Well, Trey, it's been so great anchoring with you this morning.
I love it, yes.
Feels like old times.
Feels like old times. Gonna bring back memories.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. And remember to join Shauna, Dawn, Mac, and Max tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.